Okay, what's up guys, it's Game Feed of all games here, and yes, I'm back with another drama script Saturday, and not much happened this week in wrestling. Raw was good, it had 45 minutes of Daniel Bryan, which can never be a bad thing. He went against We the People, or Weed the People, as the joke refers to. He had an awesome match against Jack Swagger, and then he had a fantastic match against Antonio Cesaro. I feel like I've seen that match before somewhere on another certain level of wrestling. But yeah, he had another good match against Antonio Cesaro. That was a great match. And then he had an okay match with Ryback. I wasn't happy with the finish. I mean, you put Daniel Bryan through all that work, and then you just have Ryback put him through a table, just so superhero John Cena could come out and say, "Oh, next week on Raw, I want you in a tables match." I don't see what the point in that. And John Cena, you're horrible at tables matches. Okay, you won one. That was in the 3 Stages of Hell match. So, I guess Ryback is the only opponent that John Cena can beat in tables matches. And they're going to abuse that because he sucks in tables matches. Moving on to SmackDown. Oh, before we go on to SmackDown, the build between CM Punk and Paul Heyman is getting better because Heyman showed up via satellite and CM Punk called him out on that. You showed up on this via satellite garbage, which was very funny and entertaining. It seems the build is more about CM Punk and Paul Heyman than CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, which I kind of figured that was going to happen because Brock Lesnar doesn't show up unless he's getting paid, and if he's only set to show up 14 times out the year, best believe he's only going to show up 14 times out the year. He's not that superstar that's going to go out his way to do extra work if he's not getting paid for it. So yeah. So I guess I'm going to assume, since WWE is overseas this week, that the next time we're going to see Brock Lesnar is probably either 2 weeks before SummerSlam or the Monday just before SummerSlam. And then we're obviously going to see him on SummerSlam because he's facing CM Punk. That's how that goes. The whole Dolph Ziggler and Big E thing, I don't know why I get why it's there, is to help turn the Dolph face, but it's kind of a big distraction because we all want Dolph Ziggler to retain the World Heavyweight title, but with the whole AJ and Big E Langston thing now, is kind of going to be his the storyline's most biggest distraction for Dolph Ziggler to get the title back. And I don't understand why WWE cock teases us like this. I mean, they gave Dolph the championship, then he got hurt, then they took it from him, then they didn't give it back. I don't get this company sometimes. But they're number one when it comes to wrestling entertainment. So apparently they're doing something right. And apparently they're doing something right because I stopped watching TNA. I didn't stop watching WWE. So apparently they're doing something right if I'm still turning in every Monday and doing shows like this. So apparently they're doing something right. I just don't understand why they do stuff like this. So now we're going to move on to SmackDown, which we had Randy Orton versus Damian Sandow, which I don't like matches like this because they both have a Money in the Bank, so you need to push one person. But I feel both people's momentum should be high since they have a title shot at almost any. Well, no, it's not almost any time. It's literally at any given time. So I feel like their momentum should always be high. But when you put them both in a match against each other, somebody's gonna have to lose. And Randy Orton beat Sandow, and then Cody Rhodes took his lunchbox. So yeah, and then you had a random tag team match. Well, Mark Henry and the Usos versus Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, and Wade Barrett. That's random. Mark Henry teaming with the Usos. That came from out of nowhere, literally. And Mark Henry and the Usos wound up winning that match. What else happened on SmackDown that was noticeable? Oh, the main event was CM Punk versus Fandango, and CM Punk won. And Christian versus Jack Swagger. Christian wins with the kill switch. And now Vicky Guerrero last Friday was named the general manager of SmackDown, which is I'm not saying I disagree with this decision. Vicky Guerrero was always a SmackDown person, so to see that she's back on SmackDown, everything's kind of normal again. You just like, now we're just back in like 2007, the 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 years all over again. So I don't see what everything's back to normal on SmackDown, technically, if you want to put it like that. For undrama scripted news, WWE's changing the name to Over the Limit. It's changing the name to Battleground. So just instead of scrapping the pay-per-view all over together, they're just changing the name to Battleground. I don't know if this pay-per-view is going to have a gimmick, because it is called the Battleground. So who knows to see what's on that. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Drama Scripted Saturday. Not a lot happened. It's been a pretty mediocre week, because they went overseas and everything. So, and not much undrama scripted news to report. Feel free to ask me any questions. If you would like your question to be aired on this show, go ahead and put it in the comment section below, or all my contact information is in the description box below. And I'm Game Games, guys, and I'm signing out. See you next week for another Drama Scripted Saturday.